Good morning, chat. How are y'all doing today on this fine Thursday morning? Best day of the week so far that I've had on what has been quite craptacular week. I hope you're having a good day. Good morning. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Quixotic Fox, 9 months of subbing. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Literally everybody in the chat. Thanks for hanging out today. It's been a morning. It's been a good morning for a change. How's the family feeling? They were back at school yesterday. So yeah, it's been the best way I can describe this week is whack. So I have not enjoyed this week. I have not had fun this week. I have not been in a good mood this week. I have not had a good attitude this week. And today I finally feel back to normal. Like I feel like positive. I feel like I want to accomplish things. Like I couldn't even sleep last night. Like I don't know how much sleep I got last night. I was just wandering around aimlessly. This morning was after I got back from taking the kids to school. I was like, all right, I'm ready. Like I like this is the first day I've actually felt ready for the day. And unfortunately, those days have become few and far between recently, right? So, just kind of I don't know. I don't want to make it into a mope session, but like this morning, you know what I did? I wrote morning pages. I never write morning pages. It was like 3/4 of an A5 sheet. It wasn't like an epic novel, but I got some things out of my head, got them onto the paper before, we started the stream this morning, and I'm feeling like pretty decent today, like all things considered, because it's been like really, really crap. This week has been really, really hard on me. Just like on a personal family level, it's just, it's just tough. Some days it's tough, and some days I don't handle it well. Like I do not handle things well a lot of times. So we're feeling better today. Thank you, Slumberland Studio. You helped by sending me an email yesterday that I thought was a great idea. So I appreciate that email. And as soon as I figure out what that person is talking about with their pen, I'm going to mention that because I that was a good idea. So yeah, like it's ebbs and flows. I personally, like, one of my flaws is that I don't handle the lows very well, right? I'm not someone that handles the lows very well. So, I gotta get out of them. So do any of y'all write morning pages like as a habit? Like give me a one in the chat if you're a morning pages person. I'm not. Like I know the benefit of it. Evening pages or like something aside from like work writing or note taking or journaling. Like, do you have like a dedicated time space for like, it's really kind of like everyone does it a different way. It's kind of like a brain dump. So yeah, definitely a lot of y'all do. And it's a great habit, either to start the day or to end the day. Maybe it's in the middle of the afternoon. Like I've tried to do some things in the middle afternoon. I kind of get messed up. Doing yours right now. Yeah, like this is a good time to do morning pages. Like you don't have to pay attention to what I'm saying. You flip me on and put me in the background and you write away your morning pages. Hey, listen to Brad prattle on like a like a doofus right now. Cool, put that in your morning pages. Write down in your morning pages. Twitch notifications suck. Like that goes in the morning pages. So if I could get up early enough, I'd benefit from morning pages a lot. Yeah. I got to put my phone down in the morning. It's such a primo time. There's literally nothing good that comes out of my phone at that hour of the morning when I'm getting up and drinking coffee, waiting to get the kids out for school. Like, what's 15 minutes to sit there and just kind of brain dump? Because like I was so angry last night, just like not at a thing, but just like mentally frustrated. Like, and I was in my bedroom and I couldn't sleep, and I picked up my phone and I just started typing a bunch of notes in the Drafts app, which is cool. Like that's good. Like at nighttime, I have a hard time like at night and dark and wanting to grab a notebook and paper and tired and frustrated. So I took some of those notes and those thoughts that I wrote down last night in this morning's notebook. So that's something I need to think about having a fixed part of my day being. So there you go. So Brad, here is a deep question. What is the best pocket pen? Do you want a fountain pen? Do you want a standard pen? Or like what problem are you trying to solve? right? If you can answer the best pocket fountain pen, I like the Kaweco Sport Classic. It's easy, it's cheap, it can take a beating. Brad, I do gratitude list every morning when I drink my coffee. That's great. I'm gonna ask you a serious question, and I mean this because I think everyone probably has a similar question, and I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you have something you're grateful for every day? I mean, the answer is yeah. I mean, yeah, we're alive, and like, but like, I get frustrated. It's like, ah, arr. One thing I do for a brain dump is write down lyrics of whatever random song pops in my head. Really gets me out of my thoughts. Yeah, I do that too. I wrote that this morning. I was like, these morning pages are fueled by coffee, Run the Jewels, and the ink and the pen that I was using. So 10 things. Okay, good. So you have like a rule that says I'm going to write 10 things I'm thankful for. At least a minimum of 10 things I'm thankful for or grateful for. That's awesome. Like, that's a good way to pose it. That defeats like my question, right? As opposed to like me thinking it's open and saying, screw this page. Like, I'm just mad. And I was like, no, my rule is I'm writing 10 things I'm grateful for. I don't care what kind of mood I'm in, right? It kind of defeats those purposes. So yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Hydrate. I'm unofficially hydrating today. I never count Coke Zero as hydration, but I do need to take a sip here. Helps me be less witchy to my kids and husband. I'm grateful for my ability to walk the dog, to appreciate being able to live my life and love my family and friends. Yeah, that's great. Gratitude journaling daily has changed my life. So I've told y'all the story about how we do at dinner time. Everyone has to go around, say their happies. We call it our happies. Say the one thing that made you happy every day. But these days we're not eating dinner every day together. So some days we skip it. So maybe I should make that a part of gratitude journaling. And that's part of what the theme system does too. It kind of helps guide you into these little sections of thankfulness and thoughtfulness that, it's honestly challenging sometimes. Hey, good morning, Guiden. And I know that I can start my day over whenever I want. It's a good point. Like, for the first 3 days of this week, there was no, I didn't have a reboot button. I could have used a reboot button all 3 days this week. I can't afford to vent my witchiness right now. I need it all to battle my school district. That's facts. Factually correct. So, yeah, hopefully the morning pages can help out with that. All right, let's one more thing before we get into inking. And this is a random thought that I wrote down this morning because I listen to music like right before I come on the stream, right? I've talked about like having walk-up music. And Lunar, haha, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. And I was thinking, like, I wish I could pay for a license to just play whatever music I want. Digging the hair, it's very vertical today. We're in need of a haircut. I love what you do. Pens are a beautiful thing to think about a lot. Any interesting exclusive US, EU pens? What's your favorite? Mont Blanc. That is a big question. There are a lot of interesting pens. I think some of the most interesting stuff is coming out of all places right now, Italy. I am into Montegrappas, Leonardo's, Mayoras. I would check out all of those brands as being something that interests me right now. Getting a haircut in an hour, nice. You could send out a playlist and listen to it on iron. Yeah, we've thought about that. So yeah, like music is like my thing. So like I would pay a decent amount of extra money to be able to play music on the stream. It would make it, I would really enjoy that. And I don't know if I've seen some DJs have some like different licensing, but I don't know how that stuff works, but that's probably too expensive to like really think about it. I really like Epidemic Sound. It's still a library you have to choose from, but I love the variance and quality. All right, I'm going to write that down. But yeah, it's like just something. The magic books. I swear you told me about that before, Tessa. and I wrote it down. Epidemic sound. Whoa, I can't spell. So I'm going to let y'all in on a secret real quick. Let y'all in a secret. No, not that. The secret. Here's a new notepad. See, look, I'm writing notes here. This is my new desk notepad. Just kidding. It's my Inkopad, ink folio from Anna. Lady Gaga has a new jazz album. I would be down with that. All right, let me scooch this stuff. All right, so see, I wrote down some notes to talk about today. Morning pages. I know you can't read them. Music license. Epidemic sound, where I can't spell epidemic. There are a decent amount of creators who've made stream safe playlists. Yeah, I need to find. Thunder Viking. It is a falling of mine that in this particular instance, and in a lot of instances in my life, that I'm all talk, no action. I was like, hey, I want this thing, and I'm going to complain about it, and then I'm gonna actively not do anything to do it to make it better. Right? I think we can all relate to that to some degree. Brad, quick favorite pen, regardless of price. I'm gonna look at what I have here, and I'm looking at probably like 20, 30 pens, and if I could pick one of these pens. Caran d'Ache fixed pencil. Caran d'Ache fixed pencil. So there you go. So I'm looking at all the pens on my desk, and if I'm going to pick one up right now, I'll go with the Caran d'Ache fixed pencil. Probably because I haven't used it in a while. All right, we switched up our dip nib a little bit. We're going to try this Caran d'Ache because I think it's funny. It cracks me up. Mike Hurley, 7 months of subbing. Let's go. Can we guess your favorite? You can guess all you want. I honestly don't know that I have like a pure answer, right? Like, could I give you the definitive? Like, I can tell you like my top 3 favorite fountain pens. And, you know, that I don't know how often that would change. It would change a little bit here and there. I think I need some white balance adjustment here. I'm not going to do that right now. We'll see. Not the coffee grounds when Bork and Bork. That is actually on my desk right here too. But like I have personal favorite fountain pens that I don't use every day. Like it's really hard for me to pick like singular favorite personal stuff. Has any pen given you more joy than the Scribble pen? The Visionaire probably gave me more joy than the Scribble pen. I'm not going to lie. Because the Visionaire we could actually get somewhere with the discussion of that. We actually were getting responses from the guy behind the Visionaire until he finally stopped responding. The Scribble was just like a straight scam, and that was not fun at some point. So there you go. 580 would be high up there. That's a great pen. I want a drill log so bad, but even the nib is expensive. Yeah, I mean it's very particular. Like. That's a pen I will recommend to almost no one, right? Like I've discussed that ad nauseum, which reminds me I need to go switch my pledge to the long barrel. All right. So what we're going to do today, we're going to sample half the inks that I unboxed the other day because I have too many to get through in one day. And I can't stay too long today. Like I got plenty of time today, but I can't wait too long. Hi again, back from pen show packing. When do you leave? What is today? Today's Thursday? Is it start tomorrow? Are you driving or flying? So we're going to do 8 inks today. Flying? Nice. 8 inks today. Nikaya, Leonardo. Pilot Prayer is so good. Pilot Prayer is such an enjoyable pen to write with. All right, so these are the 8 we're going to go with today. And then I have another 8 Birmingham inks. Birmingham Ink is going to get their own stream next week. All right, so that's how we're going to do it. Instead of doing 16 inks today, we're going to do 8 of these today. You can see this one's already claimed, the like and subscribe. So like and subscribe is Zuzmo. That's going to go to Sarah for review. And between this batch today and then the 8 Birmingham inks, we'll give 1 ink away per stream. So we'll give away one of these inks today. I don't know which. I have no idea which one yet. And then probably Tuesday we'll do the Birmingham ink swabs. We'll do that. We'll do a giveaway then. So I want to start with these Van Dieman's inks. Let me set these over here. A little bit out of the way. And we'll do them in groups. So I have 3 Van Dieman's, 2 Pennonia, 2 Kala, 1 Private Reserve. All right, so the Pereira has had some funny pricing in their history. They've gone, at one point, they got up to like $50 for like the stock Pereira, which was ridiculous. But yeah, you want to pay like in the low 30s for a Pereira. All right, let's go with Pepperberry. See what we got here. Really been looking forward today. Me too, Molly. So Pepperberry is the one that y'all recommended to me, saying it's like a nice blue-black ink. It's definitely on the darker side. I'm wondering if it's got a little bit of purple in it. So we're just going to... What do I need today? So I have my folded nib. I have my glass dip nib pit. I don't have the drill log. Probably for another couple weeks. Toasty's going to take them to San Francisco and play around with them there. Is this all I need today? I think this should be fine. All right. So this is Van Dieman's Pepperberry. One thing I'm gonna think about here is not getting too deep into the folded nib and see how that works, because my previous folded nib, so this last handle, I was getting a little loose and getting the ink up here, which is like completely fine, but I don't want to keep, like if I'm testing 8 inks today, I don't want to keep getting this in there in the bottle. And I think that was getting like on the edges of the bottle and things like that, and I don't want to contaminate. So I'm just going to go, 3/4 of the way up the folded nib. So I'm not ending up getting this into other inks. We'll see. It could just be like not an option. All right, so it does stick to the nib. You'll notice that some of these stick to the nib more different. And I'm going to start writing up here, and then I'll adjust it for the camera so we can see it. So from the folded nib, it definitely goes down pretty dark. I'm going to try to spread it out some here. It's definitely blue. All right, and off to the side, I have my dirty water and clean water bowls. And then I have paper towels here. So we can just set that here. And then we'll do this. So glass nib. And again, this is the coloring paper. So this is a very dark blue-black. If I miss y'all today on in chat, Tommaso NM, thank you for the follow. If I miss y'all's comment and you need an answer from me, feel free to send it again today, because I'll be a lot of heads down looking today. Let me go ahead and tear this sheet so we can move it around accordingly. All right, so this is a dark blue. In the non-camera view, like in my personal view right here, I actually see less purple than I see through the camera lens. Like, I could see how y'all would see a little bit of purple in here, and I do see a little bit, but this is more of a dark navy, and we'll see how it dries. We'll see how it dries. But this is gonna be like your blue-black workhorse type of ink. Like, this would be a work-friendly blue-black ink with character. Like, I definitely like it. I'll be inking this up soon. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I said I was going to get my Tomoe River. We'll use this batch. All right, let me get a sheet out here. All right, this is 52, is it? I need to reverse and see where the sticker was. Can you read into your psychology wise? Yes, please. All right, so this is... I had to find out where the dot is on the thing to see if this was 68 or 52 GSM, although I could probably feel it. It's definitely thicker. So 68 GSM Tomoe River. Brad, have you ever tried out bullet journaling instead of your planner? Yes. I've never lasted more than a couple of days. It's not for me. Let's get out a couple sheets. I might need them. Clearly a zombie hand. It's very zombie handish. Yeah, bullet journaling isn't for everyone, but I love it. I think it's probably one of the best systems going, to be perfectly honest. What do you think of Mike's theme system journal? Is it practical? I think it's extremely practical, and it's one of the longest systems I've stuck with. All right, let me redo these guys. Let me at least do the folded nib a little bit on the... From Alex, what is your favorite Mont Blanc? The Bohème. If someone wants to link the Bohème in there, you'll see why I like it so much. All right, let me put this on here real quick. So I'm just going to do a little bit on this Tomoe River so we can see if there's any shading. So now this is a color I love. So I definitely like this better here. And then let me get bank paper. Sunk in a ditch. Should clean off my shelf sometime. So that's Tomoe River. We're just going to do little swabs on these guys. And this is bank paper. Yeah, now we're talking. So the coloring paper shows it as very, very dark. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is why we're all going to be mad when Tomoe River goes away. I'll show you a close-up here in just a second. I can't find a good link for the Bohem. I don't guess I've ever reviewed mine, huh? It's probably because, like, even when I bought it, it was hard to find anything about it. Wait, I just got in. Did you say Tomoe River's going away? I did. I'm sorry if I ruined your day. Brad, are you going to make that aluminum ink cartridge holder? Yes. Also, no. Like, that's not how things work. I can't have an idea yesterday and say today that I'm going to make it. Like, it just doesn't work that way. All right. So, this reminds me of, like, I can't predict the future, Bruce. That's what I'm saying. Ask me anything that I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you yes and also no, right? Like, until I do it, you never know. This reminds me of Diatremendous Benjamin Franklin, which I love. It's a deep dark blue with a lot of character. And you can see the differences in the paper textures. So this is the bank paper, a little bit darker. And then the coloring paper, which is very dark. So let me write a little note here. Yeah, the bank paper is right in the middle of the two. Then I'm also going to do this. Just in case I forget, because I want to keep this. I'm going to keep these two loose pages. We can make a mess out here. I'm going to keep these two pages small, so I'm just not continually like running through. Do we have a typo poll going? Y'all should get on that. It's definitely going to happen today. Jay Shirley Jr., thank you for the follow. Are you going to have peanut butter and jam for lunch today? Honestly, that's like 50-50. That's like on the list. So, possible. So I'm just gonna make myself, I'm making myself mental notes. Since I already put these away. All right, so let's look up, let's do Pixie Parasols. I'm excited about this one. All right, let me clean these out. That was a lot of ink left in this dip nib based on the water coloration here. Pixie Parasols, JD Lady. What pen is that? This one? That's Caran d'Ache fixed pencil. Oh, look, Caran d'Ache also. Apparently I'm a Caran d'Ache homer. I mean, factually correct. All right. I want another paper towel. It's the Caran d'Ache fixed pencil Mario Bota limited edition. There's two. This is the black with white stripes, and then there's a white with black stripes. No, I just, on the smaller pages, I just wanted to get a little bit more characteristic of, hey, like, what if I was writing with this what if I was writing with a like a stub nib on there instead of kind of spreading it around here, which I'm going to keep doing that here on the coloring paper, and then do like these little smaller like singular sheets on the other two. So that's my mental plan right now. So that was also Pepperberry is in the Tassie Seasons series, right? And then the other one, the Pixie Parasols, is also in the Tassie Seasons series. So what Van Diemen's is good at doing is releasing series. So we'll do Devil's Kitchen in a minute, the Wilderness series. They have the Sea Creature series. I keep forgetting the name of that one. The Sea Creatures one that's right now. Oh yes, sorry. Karen Dash. And the product is called the Fix Pencil. FIXPENCIL, all one word. So this is a lighter blue. Like, it's going to remind me of the Fujiyama blue. Oh, yeah. You're definitely on my wavelength today, Carol. It's my southern twang. Y'all got any of them Karen Dashes? This is going to be along the lines of the Fujiyama blue, the Bungu Box Fujiyama blue, which I bought, which I somehow like way better than I thought. So I had no hesitation in getting Periwinkle Pixie. So this is already rolling off the nib, much lighter. It's very watery. I thought I cleaned my nib pretty well. Maybe I didn't. But I didn't see any water coming out of it. Maybe it's just that light and watery. It's almost the color of your hair. I love this color. This is really nice. All right, then let me hit it over here real quick with these some little dashes. I think it's just that wet. Just that watery. It's a very different texture ink than the Pepperberry. This is a wonderful color. So again, Tomoe River is doing things. I'll show y'all in just a second. You smelled Pepperberry? Does it have 2 R's? Oh my gosh, I see what I did. See? Italene, you should have done the thing. Yeah, see this it's a very different consistency. Like it's you can see it's actually rolling on my glass dip nib. It's a what would we say, a lesser viscosity ink. It's just like rolling off. It doesn't stick to either nib as well. You can see I'm not even getting any line here. This is really cool. So I'm going to show you the Tomoe River. at that. It's really hard to see. There's some cool shading in there. You can barely see little like tinge of pinkish purple in the middle of the line. Hey, Gothic. Even the bank paper shows it up. I'll show you. Let's see here. So there's even some character on here. Yeah, welcome, Gothic. We are doing some ink sampling today. I got some new inks that we're going to test them out and see what they look like. So again, you can see the darkness like Will Oldham. Zero of y'all will get that joke. In the coloring paper, much darker. You know, a lot of ink going down here too. Like, you got to consider that. So there you go. These are two great colors. I mean, this is actually actively angering me how nice these look on Tomoe River. Knowing that in the future I may not be able to do that, I am actively upset at how nice these two colors look here. All right, let's hit Devil's Kitchen. We'll see what it looks like. Whoa, excuse me. Yeah, these would be very complimentary inks during lunch meat. Like if you had 2 pens. Gothic, we don't need to ask those types of questions. Like if you want to come in and hang out and talk about pens, we're all game. If not, you know, have a nice day. See if I can get all the, make sure I get all the water out of here. Oops, I want to use this one. Hey, y'all just go ahead and block Gothic. I don't have time to deal with that. Thank you. This is why I can't be mods for other channels. Because I just start whacking people. Brad, what do you like to use pen sleeve wise to carry your pens around? I don't use anything. I'll just clip them to my shirt or put them in my pocket. If anything, I'll carry around like a Notco Sinclair if I'm carrying more than one pen. If I carry a single pen, I don't sleeve it. Yeah, there's no way there's water in here. That ink was just very watery. The Pixie Parasols. Thank you, Rewizzles. We're on the same wavelength. I was like... All right, so Devil's Kitchen from the Wilderness series. So let's give this a shot. I'm gonna set these over here for just a second while I need some room. And I apologize. I keep putting this towel down because I know that I'm going to be inking on other parts of these pages, and it bothers me to know that my hand has been all over where I'm getting ready to write. So, all right, Temporary Rye. We appreciate you hanging out. Oh, this is the one that was filled to the brim, right? Like, I know y'all can't... I can't tip this over for you to see, but this one is, like, maximally filled. Follow-up question, if you don't sleeve single pens when you carry in your pocket, do you find caps start to unscrew themselves? Very rarely. You know, I haven't had just like a crazy amount. See, this one's sticking to it a little bit. It doesn't seem like it's going to be as watery, but we'll see. And this color is right in between the last two. This is the ticket right here. Look at that. So yeah, I mean, like the Kaweco Sports never unscrew. The Kaweco Lilliput metal on metal, maybe a touch. I've never had like any really bad issue with that problem, with like the unscrewing problem. All right, I do want to make these slightly bigger. This color looks like the bomb.com to me. Whose idea was this? Was this Brooks's ink? I just assume every bottle's going to be filled too much. Yeah, Noodler's is the worst. Don't associate Devil's Kitchen with blue. Isn't it it's a mountain, right? Is that what y'all are talking about? Fewer than 3? What did you... I'll have to scroll back up. What did you say? My Kaweco AL unscrews all the time. Yeah, I mean, metal on metal, you're going to have more of a chance of that happening. It's water? Devil's Kitchen's water? I thought it was like a mountain. Like a hike. I thought it was like a... it should be fewer, not less in the poll. Oh, I didn't create a poll. Someone else did. Ha! Already winning. I didn't misspell the poll. Furious Jack, thanks for the follow. Hope you enjoy pins. Yeah, I thought it was like a mountaineering type of mountain. Like where like a high-end type of situation thing. According to Google, there are a few places named that. Well, I would go with Australia because this is an Australian ink. This is an Australian ink brand. Let me cap this because we don't want to have a no cap situation. Now, this one is taking forever to dry on the Tomoe River. Oh, I didn't mean to box that back up. Which one is it? This one. It's some sort of inlet. I'm glad we're so unclear on what Devil's Kitchen is. Like, we cannot come to an agreement on what Devil's Kitchen is. Do we have that yet? Are we in agreement now? Some way, somewhere? All right, so there's the glass dip nib. Very pretty. Zenny with the gifted subs. Thank you so much, Zenny. You were awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's see what we got here on these other papers. So I'm seeing some sheening. Totally the Tasmanian water? Okay. We're confident in that. So look at this, chat. How are we counting lack of apostrophe? I sometimes just skip them. I think about them. Hey, Mel Roner, I usually don't get the chance to watch these live, but can I ask a question today? Do you mind telling us which Birmingham inks you will have next week? I do not mind. Give me 1 second and I will let you know. I will give you the entire list. How great is that? So that's Tomoe River. That's bank paper. How do you like the blue in Devil's Kitchen? This is straight up killer. Like, it is ridiculously good. Definitely the best of the three so far. Yeah, that Devil's Kitchen is where the Great Southern Ocean smashes into scattered inlets lining the Eagle Hawk Neck cliff face on the eastern side of the Tasmanian Peninsula, creating a violent churn and rich, vibrantly cool teal, which inspires this color. So it's definitely the water. What devil, there is some devil thing, climbing thing that I'm thinking of that I'm sure there's a lot of, like y'all said, there's a lot of names that fall in those lines. List. So the list of Birmingham inks I will do next week. Who was this for? Devil's Tower in Wyoming. I'm thinking of something along those lines, but obviously I'm not hitting it. Devil's Head in Colorado. I don't know why this. All right, the list of Birmingham inks for next week. Voltaic Arc, Kyanite, Shortleaf Pine, Hydrangea, Ohio River, Kentucky Bluegrass, Eroded Bronze, and Flamingo. Flamingo, which is a permanent ink, and Voltaic Arc, which is a sheening ink. So, did you get that? I think I'm thinking of what I'm thinking of must not be Devil something. Okie dokie. That was Van Dieman's for today. You see why we're not doing am I going to do Eroded Bronze again? Probably. And I'm actually going to keep it this time to use it for myself instead of giving it away. All right, so that's these Van Dieman's. All are very good, right? Like this is a ink palette, right? Pepperberry, Pixie Parasols, and Devil's Kitchen are all three very, very complementary colors. Just really, really great. Very happy. I'm happy with all these. I will see how Pixie Parasols goes in my fine nibs. The Fujiyama Blue worked well in my fine nibs. We'll see if this is the case with these as well. Devil's Kitchen is great. It's definitely the best out of this batch so far, like by a long shot. Voltaic Arc and Tesla Coil are great sheeners. Seems way darker than Fujiyama Blue. I don't think so when you look at it over here. This is definitely on the Fujiyama Blue path, don't you think? Like this is darker for sure. I will give you that. This looks like we're almost in the same ballpark. I think I might buy a Spoke Model 4. I really like the design. I mean, I know I'm biased, Bruce. That is the product that inspired me to reach out to Brian and see if we could work together. I think that's like the singular best product we've ever made. Well, I should say Brian ever made, because he made that before I joined. I think it's kind of changed how I think about mechanical pencils now. All right, let's do these Kalas next, because they're going to be kind of some of these same. At least one of them is going to be the same shade. So this, I'm going to do the Kingshi Cliff second, and we'll do the sweet potato balls first, because sweet potato balls, hello. Devil's Kitchen ordered. Nice. Put it a Roted Bronze and a pin on Tuesday, joining Hydrangea. Like and subscribe. And surprise favorite, Mud Puddle. I don't recall seeing Mud Puddle. All right, so these are the new Kala standard inks. Water-based inks, non-pigmented inks. Love the cute little bottles that they have. Sweet potato balls. Come on now. Come on now, sweet potato balls. How big is this? 30 milliliters? I'm guessing this looks like 30 milliliters. All right. I'm going to dip my nib in it. Where's Evan? Where's Evan when we need him? All right. Interesting bottle design. I do like it. Wide opening. Wider opening than the Van Diemen's, that's for sure. Little deeper. Really wicked shape. Very happy with the design here. So, little stick to the nib, just a little bit. It's a little thin. I'm going to hit this twice, actually, because I'm curious now. I want to get a little more ink on here. This is thinner like the Pixie Parasol feeling. ASMR. All right, let's do the Tomoe. We'll see how it dries. I feel like it's a little watery. I don't mind light colored oranges, but this is almost a thin colored orange. Like it feels like the consistency feels a little bit thinner. Comparing the two ink cards, Pixie Parasol is a tiny bit darker than Fujiyama. Nice, thank you, Jesse. Is Fujiyama a little bluer as opposed to maybe a little greener in Pixie Parasols, would you say? If you still have them out? I don't know if you still have them out. I feel like Fujiyama Blue has a little bit more blue tint in it. Just a touch. So they're really close. Interesting. So they were really close then. In my number system, they're number 415 and 433, so very close. Interesting. Okay, that's really cool. I'll have to get them out side by side now. I'm very curious because I'm shocked at how much I like Fujiyama Blue. Like, by all accounts, I should not like Fujiyama Blue. I actually very much enjoy writing with it in like a Sailor Fine nib, which I didn't think I would ever say. Brad, do you use a coloring system for your personal inks? Hell no. Are you drunk? I don't... Ink systems and me, man, they're just not compatible. So this sweet potato balls is not drying that quickly on here. If I ever come to you, Steph, and say, yeah, I mean, all props to Jesse. Jesse has this down, and like this is a knock on Jesse. But if I ever come and say, these two inks were right between 420 and 469 in my system, I've been abducted by aliens. I just want to tell you that right now. I appreciate the fact that other people can provide that information for me. But if I ever give you that information, you will know I will have been abducted by aliens. I use coloring cards for everything, but I wouldn't call it anything like a system. Yeah. But like that's dope though, cuz that's like quick access. No problem, Mel. No problem. Did you hear the list? You got what you needed? All right. These are three very different colors in these 3 pages. And I'm trying to decide. This is one of those times where to me it looks better on the bank paper than the Tomoe River paper. So this is the bank paper on the right, Tomoe River on the left. It is definitely more peachy on the Tomoe River and more orangey on the bank paper to my eyes. It also took quite a while to dry on Tomoe, which, I mean, that's a feature, quote feature. But these are two vastly different colors. Like, as far as I'm concerned, these are two completely different inks. Right? And that's how much paper matters when you're looking at inks. Like, if you could give me 2 different ink bottles for the way these 2 colors came out on these pages. Yeah, I'll show you something in just a second, Bruce. I don't know that I have a full comparison I can do. And then over here, when you bring it on the color ring, it's just a great orange. It's practically a tangerine type orange in the brightness over here, right? So it's really, really good. But the bank paper, it's very different on Tomoe River. I will say that. While the other ones have different characteristics on Tomoe River, they still seem like, okay, this is the same ink. I get it. Seems like more shading on the TR. Maybe a little bit. I mean, I'm just referring to sweet potato balls. On the other inks, without question, there's more shading. On the sweet potato balls, it's actually pretty close. I mean, maybe a little more. I just think the color is completely different. Okay, thanks, Mel. So that's I like that color. That's a good color. I like it. Those sweet balls have variations. All right, where's my Ultim? Well, it's breaking my... I would say that I didn't totally care. And now seeing this, I do care a little bit. All right. There you go, Bruce. So it's about a 1/2 inch longer. Yeah, it's very traditional, mechanically pencil sized. Mechanically pencil sized. All right. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty good orange. As a connoisseur of all things orange, I do like that. All right. This channel's getting racy. Yeah. All right. See you, Schmevelin. Have fun. Shoot me a message over the weekend. Let me know how it's going. So this is King Shui Cliff. It's a greenish. It's more green than blue. I chose it to ink up. Is there sheen on the pepperberry? Not really. So like even around the edges, I know you're probably not going to be able to see it, but if I look at it in the light, I would have to say there's almost none. But there's good shading on Tomoe River. No really sheen on Pepperberry. It's flat. Yes. Yeah. All right. So I chose this ink for this pen. I've been using it. I've been very much enjoying it. That's what I wrote my morning pages in. So let's get a bigger swatch of this out here. Let me draw these nibs first. You read on really dark blue without sheen. That's a good choice right there. Then I would think that's going to be fitting for what you're looking for. So this the pictures and the color look a little bit more blue-ish, like the representation on the box is this third color, but it's more of this color to me. So we'll see. I'll show you in just a second. Two of my favorite writing drawing instruments. Sorry if I'm shaking the desk when I'm shaking this. I'm really trying to make sure I get all the water out. Not that I think it'll affect the ink, but I think it'll affect my samples, and I just want to be sure. Because once I got that Pixie Parasol out, I was like, man, that is really watery. Did I do that, or is that the ink property? So that's all I'm thinking about here. I won't even need the glass dip nib for this one, because I already have it in a pen. All right. Waiting for my favorite new color to appear here. What shade are you looking for? So kind of rejected on the nib a little bit. This is looking really cool. I know y'all can't see in the camera as well. It is coming out really bright and green for y'all. It is coming out very bluer for me on this. What y'all see in the camera on this color looks nothing like this color. I'll have to see if we can get a better look at it here in a second. But this is the first one that I think is not representative by what I'm seeing on my screen, which is what y'all are seeing, versus what's on the page, is not representative, like at all. Oh, that's a lot of ink. That's going to take a minute to dry. I should have dabbed that off. Sorry, Tomoe River. That's going to be a minute. Whoops. These are some good complementary colors. I do like them. All right, so this is what I'm using here. I don't know how to spell this. Definitely a misspell there. All right, I'm gonna have to figure out how to show you this ink. I did a whole writing sample in my notebook this morning, but I don't want to show that to y'all because it's private. Like, because like this is just not representing correctly. I wish I could say something about this color other than that is not what it looks like at all. That looks like a vibrant green, and it is much more like a peacock feather with some blue undertones and sheen in it. When do you think the Smoke Bottle 6 will come out in different colors in the next week or two? Like pretty soon. So like if you want to wait on that one, I would and then see the different colors. It'll be soon. Can I compare it to a different color or ink? I just don't have any other, like, I wish I had a regular green inked up or handy. Like, this looks almost like nuclear to y'all. And it's just, it doesn't Italiane. I didn't spell it right at all. It does have a U at the end, though. Purple Axle, please. I keep yelling. Yeah. Don't buy this color off of my sample here. The ink actually looks, I think it looks better. Put it in your face camera. That's a good idea. See if that will work. Yay, I'm still streaming. I know I got some more to go. Let's see. Now it just looks blue. And it's not that blue. See? It's not that color either. It's in between those two colors. I think all the other colors are representative. Like they're at least in the ballpark. This one is not. Neither color. This one's too blue. And this one's too green. Let me see if I can get them up together. So if you mix those two colors, that's what color it is. It's neither of these two colors. It's in between. That's something I'm not smart enough to know how to fix, like on a camera. Because I think all the other colors are represented. What I see with these four colors is in the ballpark of what you see. What I see here is nothing like what you see. Is it similar to Kujaku? It's greener. I think it's still greener than Kujaku. This is a green ink, despite the fact that they want to put blue on the on the box. This is a green ink to me, but not this green. Not this green. Hola, Sarah. Hey, I got your Ask TPA question, and I'm actually want to do a segment on that. I thought that was a good question. So I'm going to work on that for next week. All right, let's move on. Let's wreck the whole palette here. Well, not wreck it, but let's add in a turquoise and see how it affects the color of these. So what is do they have a sample on that page, Italiane? Let me see. This is 100% not blue. To me. Do y'all think that's blue? Naughty Zoot. 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much, Naughty Zoot. That is amazing. Woo! You're awesome. Thank you so much. It's one of those weird colors that the camera can never pick up the color. Like, and so Shigur's color is nothing like any color I've shown you, right? Did you follow up on emotes? No, I have not. I need to do that. See, and even this sample over here is different than their sample below, right? You put them next to each other. Those are 2 different colors they're showing you right there. If y'all got a gifted sub from Naughty Zoot, shoot him a thank you. That's super dope. Super dope. So yeah, interesting color. I am enjoying it as kind of a bright green, but not like a Kelly bright green, right? It's not this color whatsoever. All right, let's move on. Yeah, it's so not representative. It's tripping me out. I keep looking at it in different light, different cameras, different way. Okie dokie. Where are we at now? Let's do. This is what I'm gonna do this Infinity Turquoise next, just because I think that's gonna be a good color fit around these 4 inks to see what it looks like. I can't get over the size of this bottle. You would want the Kelly green color. You would be disappointed in this ink if you went to buy Kelly green. All right. Private Reserve moisturizer bottle. How do we get this off? Is there a perf? Is there a thingamajig? I just need to cut it with a knife. Lunar got killed. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, we're going with a knife. Brad needs a stamp that says "My camera lies." That's funny, is because like it's all in the same shot. Fine, 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 fine. Hell no. It's all in the same picture. Like, these are at least reasonable representations. These are at least reasonable representations. This is not reasonable. Rich Sticks, 26 months of sub, and thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you. Hope you're having a good day. All right. We're going to get infinity with it. Private Reserve. Not easy being green. Hey, we allow bad jokes in here. It's kind of our thing. We are bad joke approved. Bad joke approved. All right. So this is the Mongo ink pot from Private Reserve. Infinity ink, 60 milliliter bottles. Look at that. Look at that, chat. Looks like it's going to be a nice turquoise, but that is a bottle. You want a bottle? You want an ink catastrophe? Holy crumb. Holy crumb. That is an ink bottle, chat. All right. Let's do this. I could fit my whole hand in there. Very rejecting on the dip nib. This dip nib's pretty scratchy. It's kind of tearing the paper. Need a lighter hand, lighter touch. So this is what you want to see from a turquoise. It's a great color. It is way too light. It's like, did the lighting change? Did like something actually change here? This is very, very light. To my eyes, this is, if you did like traditional fountain pen turquoise, I think this is a fair representation of that. This is just like straight up turquoise, as it should be. Like, it's a turquoise ink. There's no frills, turquoise ink. Let's see. Let's keep going a little bit here. I think the camera is showing this too bright, but we'll see how this goes. It's not as bad as the green. It's extremely legible. It's darker than what you see here. Like, this reminds me of like Lamy turquoise, which I think is a classic. The Omos turquoise, which is a classic. It looks like all of those inks. It looks like a turquoise ink should. What's worse, this ink bottle or the round sailor bottles? That's a fair question. I'm just going to go with this one because I at least like that the round sailor bottles have some shaping and don't make me think that like I want to moisturize. They at least have some style on the sailor bottles. The PR bottles are wonderful to reuse. Now that is factually correct. But it's a monster. It would be, this is a great empty bottle. What does the infinity mean on the, is there a ink chemical thing here going that's infinity? I haven't looked that up yet. Oh, I was going to write with it. Infinity means it won't dry out on the pen. Brad, can you tell me why people keep hating on Private Reserve? I kept hearing from the internet chatter I would not use Private Reserve ink in my pens. 3 formulations ago, they were bad inks. Like, they were not good quality inks. In the last 2 iterations of Private Reserve, they've been remade and they're completely fine. Vanessa had a pen inked with an uncapped the entire DC show and it didn't dry out. Nice. That's cool. Okay, good. I like that. This is a good color. It is straight up turquoise. I'm going to look at the shading and sheening. It doesn't have too much, but it's pretty. The bottle never runs out. There were 2 decades of PR inks that had slime in the bottle problems. Yeah. I just found out I can get Dieman and ink online in Mexico. Yeah, Dieman's great. So the ink I bought in 2018 might not be good. I don't know the delineation. All right. So you can get a little bit of character in the Tomoe River, right? Slight sheening. I'm not sure how much, slight shading. I'm not sure how much shading you're actually going to get a nib. Yeah, I will do that, Carol, in one moment. I'm not sure how you were going to get much shading in a nib outside of a stub nib. And then the bank paper, you get a little bit of that darkness. And you can see it's generally flat. You can get a little color edge variation in there. And I will put them up on the regular camera. I mean on the webcam, face cam. Hey, Lami for life. But this is the best way I can put this ink color, regardless of whether you can tell it or not. This is your dictionary definition fountain pen turquoise. I'm trying to get some more light on it. This is what I would say fountain pen turquoise inks look like, without question. So that's Tomoe River on the top. Whoops. And bank paper on the bottom. Much darker with this camera, obviously. You can tell that in the other inks. But if you've ever seen a traditional turquoise fountain pen ink, that's what this looks like. So the special feature of it is really what would compel me to buy it if you felt you needed an uncapped ink experience. Because the color is like any other stock turquoise you would get. All right, last two, we got these Pennonias. Okay, so let's do Sarah's like and subscribe. So this is the light pastel-y green Zuzmo lichen. So we're going to test this out. I need to dry off my stuff here. Donkey, donkey, donkey. Oops. Yeah, we'll do this up over here so I don't have to move the pad. Okie dokie. I am liking this dip nib better. I feel like I can just clean it off. I'm sorry, this holder better. This is certainly going to be the lightest color on this page, right? Y'all think it's going to work? I mean, it's not going to exclude it from being a cool ink, but do you think it's going to be a usable cool ink outside of, like, artistic purposes? Can't really see the color from here, from the bottle. Wow, complete rejection of the nib. Definitely like the Pixie Parasol in lightness. You can see how watery it is just from me running the nib through it. I'm going to leave a heavier blotch on here just to see what it looks like. Oh, that might take an hour to dry on this Tomoe River paper. On the Tomoe River paper, it just really dumped into this splotch. Spread it around a little bit. Very watercolory. I will say it's retaining some of the color. It's retaining more color than I thought on the thicker papers, the non-Tomoe papers. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like when it dries. But here's some bank paper. That's generally like a good writing paper. It might work. It might work for you there. I almost really knocked this bottle over because I have it in a very bad situation. I know there's some glare on the color right now. I will say it is pretty visually representative of what I see. What's it called? Zuzmo. It's doing better than I thought. Color-wise. I'll show you why. Mine is a paler green. Yeah, Rewizzle says doesn't look like that either. Looks dirtier, it has more of a brown than a brightness. Here's the paper sample that they use. So here's what I'm seeing that's interesting. It might end up being legible on the bank paper in some nibs. It's still like flowing around on the Tomoe River right now. We're gonna let it go for another minute or two. Very watery. Yeah, I wouldn't. This is more, I'm seeing more of a moss green, but there's a weird brightness to it. I gotta let this dry a little bit. It's taking a while to dry on all these papers, but I put it down heavy because it was light, so maybe that's not, oh no, I've misspelled. I've definitely misspelled. I may have gone too heavy on the samples. But I will say this, the glass dip nib sample, that's clearly not heavy. Look at this. It's pretty fair, I think, for writing. I mean, that's the glass dip nib. I mean, that went down, that can't go down that wet. It's already dry. And that color stayed pretty strong. You can see some brightness in here. And it's staying, even like the light sections are staying dark enough to be legible, which I think is what we're looking for here. I think bank paper is like the good representation of what you're going to see with a nib. Face camera. Let me let these dry a little bit more. They're still pretty wet. Shouldn't have put that right on there, should I? Yep, I messed that one up. I don't know that face cam would really change this one. I'll show you the small sample. This is the most dry one. It's pretty wild. It has stayed darker than I thought it would, for sure. This is the Tomoe. It's just, it has a lot of character to it in a weird way. Better darkness and legibility than I thought, honestly. Definitely better legibility than I thought, which is a good thing. I mean, this has me, whoops. This has me very compelled, right? To me, that's very interesting. So, all right. I think I went too heavy on it, or it's just not drying. So we're going to go do the last one right now. Don't need more ink. No one needs more ink. No one ever needs more ink. Buy all the ink. All right. Last one is the red one. This one looked kind of wild. So it's kind of this burgundy pinkish red. Megias. When I looked at the bottle the other day, it looked like fire red. So we'll see how it goes. So to me, that looks like some type of wine type of red. If I were to buy a pen with a good snub nib under $200, what should I get? I mean, any of the Leonardos you can get with a stub nib. You can get Franklin Christophs with a stub nib. And then you can go all the way down to the Twisbys, the 580s, and the Ecos with a stub nib. And all of those stub nibs are great. Did any of the Birmingham inks come in? Yes, they came in. And we're going to do those on Tuesday. So I'm doing 8 inks today. Then I have 8 more Birmingham inks that I'm going to do on Tuesday. I just don't have time to do all of them justice today. All right, so this is the red. And this looks like really intense. Love my Twisby 580 ALR stub. That's my favorite ink review pen is a Twisby 580 with the 1.1 stub nib. Because they're just really good nibs. All right. So let me do this. So this will be the last one for today. Megias. And then we'll give one of these away. I think I have an idea on what I'm going to do for giveaway. I think I have an idea, but let's get this one tested first. All right. But you will be able, it will be coming from this batch. All right. Megias. What's the translation for this ink? If someone doesn't mind grabbing that for me. And you can see what I'm talking about, how they stick to the nibs, how the 2 watery inks, the Lichen and the Pixie Parasol, like was no attachment to these inks, whereas like these blues did attach. This is a rich, beautiful color. This is like mega saturation, I think. Like just pure color. Very interesting. This is a solid, rich red with a little bit of darkness. Like, it's not really ox bloody to me. It's a little bright, but it's not like cherry red brightness. It is like the best word I'm coming up with off the top of my head is rich. Like, there's depth to it. Not quite, not like nail polish depth, but like, I don't know, something. There's something to this. There's something to this red that I don't quite grasp. As far as like being able to explain the quality of it, other than like I just keep coming back to rich. Like you can see it stick to this nib, right? But it doesn't write like sticky or anything like that. It writes like a normal fountain pen would write. Fountain pen ink would write. It's yeah, it's kind of messing me up. It's like no other ink on this page performs like or feels like this. It performs completely normal. I'm not saying it's performing weird. I'm saying the composition of the ink has this saturation that none of these other inks have. That is wild. Like, not much shading, no sheen, but just pure depth of color. This is the Yes Pennonia. More burgundy than red, slightly, but not too much. I'll let this dry a little bit and I'll show you these. But it's just rich. Like, I would love to see this like on if someone wrote a letter like with this type of ink, it would look fascinating. It would look really cool. But you can see how like if you want to grade these on character, like this has the least like okay, there's lots going on with this ink, but as far as like solid saturated color, it's really really strong. If you couldn't tell, it's very strong. I got these from Van Ness Pens, VanNess1938.com. Yeah, the Pennonia, the lichen. Oh, I spelled this one lickin'. That's cool. On the other page I'm about to show is my favorite. That's where it worked the best, I thought. Yeah, that lichen looks great. Like, that is the winner there. So you can see this just looks like a smash of, like, really awesome lipstick where the color is solid, right? And, like, even the edges aren't really turning that much darker. It's actually kind of crazy how solid and flat it is, but in a colorful way. Sometimes flat is like not good. Sometimes flat is impressive like this. This is impressive to me. So there it is in this page. And I'd say the color's pretty representative. It may be a tick bright in your camera, on your monitor than I see it, but it's reasonably representative. It's maybe a little darker on my side. It is very interesting. I don't know that I use another ink regularly that goes down on the page like that. That's how much of an outlier it is for my use, right? Maybe other people have inks that perform like this on the page. I've never used an ink that looks like this on the page. Like it almost this swab almost looks like a stamp. It looks like I went into a stamp pad and just went boom. Like that's how even and clean and rich the color is. It's weird, but in a completely normal fountain pen kind of way. Like it does not feel like a weird ink, but like look at that. It looks like a stamp to me. It's kind of messing me up. So even on Tomoe, you get a couple of little dark spots from where the ink pulled, but that's about it. So interesting. I'm glad someone in chat told me to pick that up when we were doing the shopping the other day. I'm glad I did. That is very interesting. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to eliminate 2 inks from this giveaway. And then I'm going to let the winner pick the color from the remaining inks. All right, so Sarah has already got like and subscribe. That's going to be her ink for review. I'll probably send her something else out of there. I've taken a fill from Kingshi Cliff, but I'd be okay if someone wants to pick that. I think I'm going to keep Devil's Kitchen for myself out of this batch. Bork and Bork, was that you that recommended it? It's crazy. I had to move the Smand off the desk today, chat. It is not happy with me. I'm going to hang on to Devil's Kitchen. Obviously, I'll be hanging on to all of these that you don't pick. And then I'm going to let y'all pick from the rest. So whoever wins the giveaway can pick from everything but these 2. Fair enough. I know the Smand is on the ground right there. I'm looking at it. It's all zipped up and closed too. It's very sad. It's very sad. All right, chat. So you can pick from the rest. And we can go over them again as I do it, as I release the giveaway. All right, let me set this up. Let me get my keyboard out. Settle down, Kate. You're going to get everyone all hyped up. Settle down over there. Yeah, not these 2. There's a Lickin'. There's like 2 Kingshi Cliffs. Like, there's at least like 4, I think. So, whoever wins this raffle is going to get to pick one of 6 inks. All right. There we go. It is open. Definitely approve of the Caran Dash holder over my cork grip holder. Cork grip holder needs to stay with 1 ink probably. Steph again with the trying to cuddle up to the bot. All right, so yeah, there's no way I could do 8 more inks today. I just don't have time. So we're going to do that on Tuesday. The real runners were those who chose 4 to 6 mistakes. Oh, was it a range? I wasn't paying total attention. Shocker. illegal. I work on Tuesday. Rip. There's always the replay. There's always the replay. All right, you got about 5 seconds left. All right. Peachy green paper. Okay, thank you. Yes, we're going to look at a raid once we get this decided. I should have been looking at that while I was doing this. All right, giveaway winner. Whoops, I lost my screen. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Gotta move. All right, pick a winner. Green onion sprouts. Okay, Slumberland Studio, I'll do that. Green onion sprouts. I think that's a first-time winner. You got to speak up in the chat, Green onion sprouts. What a name. Love it. And then you have to go through the big decision. The big picking decision. Winning is the easy part. Now you have to decide. And there's pressure. Everyone's going to pressure you. Pick. All right, green onion sprouts, are you there? You there? Way to go, Italene. Way to go. Green onion sprouts, yay, there you are. All right, so you have to tell me which ink you would like me to send you. And you can't pick this one, Devil's Kitchen, or this one, Lichen. So you can pick Pepperberry, Pixie Parasol, Sweet Potato Balls, Quincy Cliff, Private Reserve Turquoise, or Pennonia Megas. So you get to pick. Chat has their favorites. Lots of different favorites. I think all individual favorites. JB Cohen, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So the pressure is on now. The choice, as they say, is yours. You can get with this, or you can get with that. Whichever one you pick, it's gonna be fact. All right, you got to do it public. I'm gonna put you on the spot. With the green theme and Pick the Cliff, that is a hell of a good ink. You're gonna like that. So this one, the King She Cliff, the Kala, that is a heckin' good ink. I even inked that up. That's how much I like this ink. I stole, just so you know, I stole a converter worth, which you would never notice really in here, but it has been stolen from by me. Great job. All right, you did perfectly. Perfectly. All right, let me get Penguin Butt to put your name on here. Actually, you know what? I get to write it with the color. There we go. So I get to write it with the color you chose. All right. There we go. Penguin butt emote, maybe eventually. We need the penguin butt like opened and then like a bunch of washi we can put like behind him, like a trail of washi tape. All right, so that is that. We'll put that with Inkwell Monsters over here in the giveaway stash. Sarah, it's gonna be a little bit before I send yours because I need to pull some other stuff to send with you, but it's coming. It's in your list. Okie dokie. What am I grateful for heading into the weekend? You know what I'm grateful for? Like I could say the obvious thing, like y'all think I'm grateful for y'all. Like I totally am. I'm grateful that today I did morning pages for the first time ever, and that I want to do it tomorrow. So I'm grateful for that. It's a good practice. It's a healthy practice. It's something that will help me personally, I think. So that gives you the permission to question me. Brad, did you do your morning pages today? So you have that permission now to antagonize me over a thing that can only be helpful. Right? Oh boy, we have a lot of people streaming today. We got Peachy Green. We got Buy That Bunny. We got Dark Sunlight Live. Who's been the longest since we've... I should keep like a rotation list. So I like to spread the love. Check out the magic book. I'm going to show you. I'm going to see if I can get myself in trouble. I think it's on my book list. Let's see if I get in trouble. If not, I'll put it down now. Books, The Magic, Burn. Is that right? Is that right? Is that right? You don't need permission to antagonize me? All right, what are we doing? All right, I think we'll do Peachy Green today. Anyone new? Hey, thank you, Molly, for hanging out. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope this was fun for y'all. We'll do this again on Tuesday. 8 more inks, 8 more incorrect lighting colors in there. So yeah, let's see. Let me get to the stream. All right. You got it. Too many buttons to push. All right, let's go say hi to Peachy Green Paper. Looks like they are working on their Hobonichi. And y'all say hi. Y'all be nice. Y'all are awesome. Y'all are always nice. Thank y'all for the stream. Thank you for being here. I really mean that. Y'all have a good day. I'll talk to you later.